MongoDB has recently launched its official MCP server, which would help us to connect to MongoDB databases and MongoDB Atlas clusters. And in this video, we are going to explore how to connect to this particular server and what kind of different activities we can perform using this official MongoDB MCP server. So let's look at the different tools which are going to be available as part of this MCP server. So here we are going to get the MongoDB Atlas tools, which would help us to perform any kind of admin related activities. Like we can get the list of the MongoDB Atlas database users. We can create new MongoDB Atlas project. We can list out all the cluster what we have on the MongoDB Atlas, and there are different activities that we can perform. And on top of this, it also exposes MongoDB database tools, which would help us in performing different kind of queries on MongoDB database. So here you could see you can run a find query, you can run an aggregate query, you can insert record into MongoDB database, you can delete it, you can update it, you can also create indexes, list out all the databases, you can also list out all the different collections. So there are multiple tools are exposed as part of this MP server, which would help us in performing our day-to-day tasks. So let's see how we can connect to this particular MCP server. So first thing, if you want to connect to this MongoDB Atlas, then we have to create a service account. For that, I'm just going to go to my MongoDB Atlas, and here I do have one cluster up and running. What I would do, as per the documentation, I have to go to this access manager, then I will go to organization access, and I have to create a service account. So I will go over here. Here you can see user. I will go to application, and under application, then you can see like we do have a service account and API key. I have to create a service account, so I will just click on create service account, and here I have to give some name. So I will just say MCP server access, and then MCP server access in description, and the client secret expiration. So here I will just select 8 hours, and I want to give full access to this particular organization. So I will just click on organization owner. Here you could see like you can also select different roles, like read only if you do not want to perform any kind of insert or update activity. So I will just go ahead with the organization owner, and I will just create it. Now as soon as we create it, it's going to give us a client ID and secret, and which we have to just store it somewhere, because as soon as you move away from this particular screen, both you won't be able to see like these credentials. So it's better to just copy it and store it somewhere safe. Now let's go back to our instructions. So we have completed this part. We have also saved our client credentials. After that, this is an optional step, adding your IP address to the API access list, which we can just click on this and add it over here. And then we do have the configure the MCP server. If you have to configure the MCP server, we have to use one of the configuration method where we can set the environment variable. And whenever we are setting the variable, we have to prefix this mdb_mcp_, and that's what you see over here. We do have client ID and we do have the crit. So let me go to my Visual Studio Code, and first thing what we have to do is we have to make sure our agent mode is available in Visual Studio Code. So I will go to my settings, and here I will just try to search for agent, and you could see the agent mode should be available. So it is not available, then you have checked this particular box. Also you have to make sure MCP is available. So I will just click on MCP, and here you could see this particular box should also be checked. When these two are available, then we can definitely go ahead and try to connect with any kind of MCP server. So I will just open this chat, and because we have enabled the agent mode, so I have to switch on this particular agent mode. I can select the model whatever I have. I'm just going to go ahead with Claude 3.5 Sonnet. Now the next thing what we have to do is install this server, and to install the server you can go to your command prompt, and you need to make sure you do have Node.js installed, because this particular server is based on Node.js, and then actually you can execute this particular command to install this official MongoDB server. So I'm just using npm install MongoDB MCP server, and then it will install that server on your local machine. Now once this is installed, we can go ahead and try to utilize this particular server. And the first thing what we have to do is I have created one folder over here, and which is going to get started with .vs code /mcp.json. And under this, then we can take the value from here itself, and we can just paste it over here. So the one challenge what we see over here, it's because of the given instruction is based on the Claude. It's not based on the Visual Studio. So what we have to do is make certain changes over here just to make it compatible. So instead of MCP server in Visual Studio Code, if you are integrating it with MCP server, we have to call servers. So I have just updated it over here. Rest of the things are going to be same. Here we have to pass our client ID and secret. So we can just take those values and pass it directly, or there is another way also where we can just create one environment file. So I'm just going to create one environment file, and under this I can just pass these values. Yeah, so I can just put my values over here, and then I can go to mcp.json file, and instead of calling this, I can just pass env file, and I can just remove all this, and I can pass this workspace.env. It should be able to take the values from this environment file. So if you want to put your connection string, you can also put it over here, and we can just pass the reference of this environment file over here. Now you could see in Visual Studio Code, we do see like this start button over here just to start our server. I can just try to start it just to see whether my server is getting started, and if there is any error, we would get to know. And here you could see like this particular server is exposing 30 tools. Now these 30 tools are going to be the same what we have seen in the documentation. The tools are going to be the aggregated from MongoDB Atlas and from MongoDB database. Now it seems our server is up and running. So what I can do is I can just stop it now. Now we can go and try to query this particular server via our agent. While making this connection, if you see any kind of issues as such, so you can go to your organization access if you haven't added it at the first step, and then you can go to your application. Here you will have your MCP server access, and then you would see over here API access list. In this one, you just have to click on add access list entry and use current IP address. So it will add your IP address to this one, and will just make sure you won't be getting any kind of issues while connecting to this particular server. So next thing, like if you want to see the list of all these tools, whatever are available, then you could see, okay, these are the different tools available. So let's try to use it. So first question what I can ask is, please list out all the collections in my cluster. Now you could see it's going to ask for your permission to run all this command. So first thing what it's trying to do is calling this particular tool list databases just to identify, okay, what kind of collection I have. So I will just give the permission. Now it's saying like you are not currently connected to any MongoDB cluster. Let me check your available cluster. I will just click on continue. So now it's able to find you have one project available. So I will again continue this. It has identified, okay, there is one cluster LLM in my cluster project, which is true, because if I go over here, I do have one particular cluster, and then I will ask is to continue. Now it will try to connect to this particular cluster and will try to list out the collections what I have, and it has successfully connected to this particular cluster. Now it's asking my permission to run list databases tool. So let me just allow that, and it has identified like I have 3 databases in my cluster: DemoDB, admin, and local. If I go to my cluster and click on this browse collections, then I do have this DemoDB which I had created, and others are the admin one. It has listed out all these 3 databases. Now it's saying let me list the collection in each database to give you a complete picture. So now it's going to run this particular command to list collections, and it will start with DemoDB. Now you could see like it has just run this particular command list collection, and it has listed out all the collections what I have. So in DemoDB I do have vector store. I do have vector store over here. So it has automatically identified like which particular tool it has to run based on the query what we are asking. As part of this exercise, it has executed multiple MongoDB Atlas tools. Now let me just ask some questions related to query execution so that we can see that also in action. Now let me ask how many documents I have in vector store collection. Now it has to execute that count tool to retrieve it. So let me just prove it, and it's saying like I do have 31 documents in vector store collection, which is correct. So let me just ask few more questions. Please help me with the schema of this collection. Now it has to run this particular tool. I will just click on this. Now you could see like it is able to retrieve all the fields what I have in this collection, and it is able to tell me what kind of fields I have, and there is like some additional information also it is giving at the end. Now let me just ask it to create, could you please create one more collection in vector DB. I want to call it employee, and I'm just going to approve it, and it's saying like it has successfully created employee in my DemoDB database. And let me just go over here and refresh it, and I can see this employee also. So just by connecting with this MCP server, we have successfully created one collection. Now I'm just going to ask insert 20 sample records related to employee in this collection, and I can also give some point like it should contain employee ID, salary, grade, department, etc. Now it's saying insert many. I also can review the command which it's trying to run. So you could see like it has added all this different fields, and I can go ahead and accept this, and it has created all this 20 records in this particular collection. I can go over here, I can refresh it, and now I can see okay, 20 record has been inserted. So few final things what we can ask related to query. So I can now ask, please let me know the employee details are in L6 grade and lives maybe Chicago. So let's try this, and it's going to run this find command, and you could see it's trying to apply this particular filter on this particular collection. I will just hit on continue, and it's saying based on the query result there are no employee who are both in L6 and located in Chicago. Let me break this down, and here it's just trying to filter the grade one, so I will just click on continue. Okay, so it's saying like there are no employee who can match both criteria. However, here is a list of L6 grade employee in the company. So it is automatically giving you the record in this particular format rather than just giving the output of the query. It is, listing it out into this particular format with the number and the pointers, and we are able to get the result out of it. So based on your requirement, like you can ask any kind of query and you can get the output directly in your Visual Studio Code without writing any query over here. So that's all what we have in this video. Thank you for watching.